This video that you're watching right now was edited by Claude entirely from end to end. I built the most cracked, dialed in Claude video editing system on all of YouTube, and all I have to do is drop in raw footage and Claude does the rest. It makes all the cuts, it trims out all the dead space, and it even adds really dope motion graphics like this one right over here. It can also add dynamic visuals like this one right over here, and it does subtitles too, like these at the bottom of the screen right here. Now look, even if you've never coded or you've never edited a video in your life, don't worry, I'm gonna make this super duper simple. Just follow along with this tutorial, and by the end, you will have Claude editing your videos while you sleep. So guys, let's not waste any time and let's get straight into the video. Alright guys, so before we get into the actual tutorial of the video, I am going to explain what this project is and how it all works. So basically, what this project is it's simply just a folder of files on your computer. Here it is right here. It's a video editor folder, just like any other, normal Claude Code project. And as you can see inside here, we have all the skills, we have all the code, we have all the markdown instructions, we have a bunch of different workflows, presets, packaging, and everything like that. So that's what this project is. It's just a big folder of files that has all the tools and the instructions for Claude to do what it needs to do and actually edit the videos. So there's two different ways that you can follow along with this video. First, I'm going to cover the free way, and then we'll cover the paid way. So if you want to build this for free, you should be able to just follow along with this entire video and just build it yourself. It might just take a little bit longer, and it might not come out exactly in the polished way that I built, because I spent weeks, building this, perfecting all the code, and shipping it out for you guys. So what you can do if you want to build it for free is you can start off just by taking a screenshot of you should be able to just take a screenshot of this and give it to Claude, and that'll kind of build out the entire scaffolding. You can kind of follow along with the video and build as you go. I'll explain how to build every step. But if you're someone who values your time and you just want to get straight to it and have a system that I custom built that you just want to plug and play, get this Claude video editor working right away, then you can hit the first link down in the description or the pinned comment to go to my school community. Click on the classroom tab, and there's this Claude video editor. You click here, and then there's this lesson that says download the folder. It's right here. So this is the secret sauce zip file that has all of the custom built code marked down in this entire project. So you can just download this and it'll work straight out of the box. You don't need to build anything yourself. Everything is already done for you. So now I'm going to quickly explain the 7 stages and how this entire system works. So basically the first step is intake. So you record a raw clip, you drop it into the folder, or just tell Claude hey, here's the raw footage. And then it's going to start on the rough cut. For the rough cut, we're using WhisperX to transcribe the entire raw footage. And from the transcription, it basically cuts out all the silences, cuts out all the bad takes, all the filler. It polishes up the audio even, and it basically, based on the transcript, it decides where to cut and makes the script of the video. Next step is graphics. So you just say, hey, do the graphics, and it's going to plan a graphic for each segment of the video and then create the graphics. The core engine that we're using for graphics is HyperFrames, and if you want the HyperFrames repo, that is also free on the internet. That'll also be linked down in the description. And so once it does a first pass over the graphics, the next step is to kind of refine it from there. So from there, you can kind of go one by one through each of the graphics and say, hey, move this to the left, change this to a flowchart graphic, or let's add this certain logo or PNG inside here. You kind of manually prompt it to get the graphics really dialed in. This step really makes the whole difference between AI slop versus an actually good edited video. And it's going to require some prompting on your end. Next, we do the captions. So if it's a short form video, then you want captions. If it's a long form video, this step doesn't really apply. Pretty self-explanatory there. Next, you can add background music. Another super easy step. It literally just throws in background music. You can point it to a file hey, I want this song as background music, and then it just puts it over. And then the last step is to export it. So basically it just makes a copy of the final, edited video in your downloads folder. Now here's a bunch of the custom stuff that I built in on top of the HyperFrames engine. We have 3 different format presets. So we have a preset for short form explainer videos where it's the graphics are on the top half, your face is on the bottom half, and then we have the captions in the middle. And then we have a TikTok raw style. So it's text hook, and then it's basically just a raw cut with some captions. And then we also have a long form preset, which is basically like the intro that you just watched on this video. And again, a bunch of different skills, engine, and presets that I custom built into this. Took me a long time to get it all dialed in. In a nutshell, that's pretty much how this whole project works and what it is. If you want to build it for free, you can. But if you just want to get straight to it and get an entire custom built project that works right out of the box, you can join my school community down at the first link in the description. So with that entire overview out of the way, we can now get into the tutorial. Let's start building this thing. All right, so here we are in Claude, and let's get to building. So if you're a member of my school community, then you're just gonna go here, download the folder, click this, click download. It's gonna give you the zip file. You can open it up and then double click to unzip, and it's already ready to go right here. You can just move it to wherever you want. I have a projects folder. But if you're doing this for free, then what you wanna do is just right click, create a new folder, and then you're gonna name it video-editor. And then we're going to start from there. So now we open up Claude. We're going to click down here. We're going to click open folder. And then we're going to find that project folder that we just created or downloaded. So I'm going to click that, click open. And if you're doing this for free, you're working with a blank folder, the first thing we need to do is install HyperFrames. Again, if you paid for this in my school community, it already has everything installed. You don't need to do anything like that. But if you're doing this for free, you will need to copy this link and give it to Claude and say, hey, we need to install the HyperFrames engine. There are a couple other prerequisites that you need to have downloaded too, like WhisperX, FFmpeg, and if you downloaded the project from a school, it's all going to walk you through it like very straightforward. So just make sure you have those dependencies and basic installations covered. HyperFrames, WhisperX, FFmpeg, anything else you might need. That's all that you need to do for the setup. It's very minimal, should only take like 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to go to my actual project here, open it up, and we're going to start in here. So the first thing to do is find your raw footage. So here I have this raw clip of me doing the YouTube intro. This is the one that you were just watching. Here's the raw footage, and you can see it's a 4-minute and 10 long raw clip. I made a lot of mistakes. I had a lot of silences and stuff, and I'm going to actually walk through the entire process of editing the intro that you just watched at the beginning. So you're gonna kind of see how the sausage gets made. All right, so I'm just going to select the clip here. I'm gonna press Command-Option-C. I just wanna copy the file path, and then I'm gonna paste it in here. And then I'm gonna say, start a new project for this raw clip, and let's do the rough cut. And just for maximum, like highest quality results, I'm gonna put it on Ultra Code, although I really don't think it's necessary. I've been playing around with it on just extra effort, and that'll do the trick. But I'm just gonna put it on Ultra Code. I'm gonna send off this prompt, and this is probably gonna take about, I'd say probably like 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm just gonna pause and come back when it's done. Okay, so it looks like that just got done and finished up. And as you can see, it trimmed it all the way down from 4 minutes, 10 seconds to only 47 seconds. And if we click this right here, we are able to look at a preview of what it did for the cuts. So I just watched that over, and it pretty much did it perfectly. In fact, I don't even need to make any more changes. I think it just got it first try. It cut out like exactly the parts that I need. And yeah, maybe I'll I'll download this and show you guys what the rough cut looked like so that you can watch it over and decide for yourself. This video that you're watching right now was edited by Claude entirely from end to end. I built the most cracked, dialed in Claude video editing system on all of YouTube, and all I have to do is drop in raw footage and Claude does the rest. It makes all the cuts, it trims out all the dead space, and it even adds really dope motion graphics like this one right over here. It can also add dynamic visuals like this one right over here, and it does subtitles too, like these at the bottom of the screen right here. Now look, even if you've never coded or you've never edited a video in your life, don't worry, I'm gonna make this super duper simple. Just follow along with this tutorial, and by the end, you will have Claude editing your videos while you sleep. So guys, let's not waste any time and let's get straight into the video. Now, sometimes you'll need to make some adjustments. Sometimes it cuts off certain words or starts a little bit too early on some cuts. And in that case, you can just be like, hey, you know, for this line right here, you cut it a little too close to the word. Can we you know, slightly give it a little bit more space in front, or, oh, you left in an extra word here, we need to cut that word out. So you can just natural language prompt it and it'll make any adjustments that you might need. But it's pretty good because we're using WhisperX with word level timestamps that allows it to make those cuts like super precisely exactly where it needs to. But yeah, again, this is amazing. Great cut right off the bat. So we're ready to move on to the next step. Next step is graphics. I started a new chat just to clear the context because we don't really need all that previous context. And we're going to start working on the graphics. We want to make sure that the rough cut is like locked in before we move on to graphics, because it's going to be hard to kind of change it afterwards. And all I have to say now is run the graphics now. Okay, it's asking me, obviously it's YouTube, yeah, submit. It's probably going to take a really long time. Probably going to take close to 30 minutes. It's 2:01 p.m. right now. I'm gonna walk away, let this run. We'll come back when it's done, and we'll see what the time is. All right, so we're back, and this finished 7 minutes ago, so that took about 22 minutes. 22 minutes for the entire graphics pass, and let's take a look. So, okay, does the takeover. And this is pretty smooth. Oh, I like that. Very cool. So that's a pretty good first pass. I really like it. I think all we need to do now is just move some things around and do the second pass step, which is going to be next. But for a first draft graphics pass, that is pretty darn good. All right. Now comes time for the second pass over the graphics, and this is where we're going to need to fix a couple things and just tell it kind of the direction that we want to go here. So let's start off with the first one. Obviously it's up here, and I think it should probably be down here at the bottom. All right, so for the very first graphic, I think let's actually change the color to the Claude color, like the Claude orange color. And then can we also add in that PNG of like the Claude mascot guy? I think we already have that in our assets. And then can we also make it a little bit smaller, and we have to also move it to the bottom of the screen because right now it's covering my face. It's on the forehead. So let's move it to the bottom, make it a little bit smaller, make the color changes, and also add in maybe like an animated bouncing and glowing Claude mascot guy. So you simply just send off a prompt like that, and again, it's gonna take some time to edit. It shouldn't take too long because instead of rendering the entire video over again, I built it in a specific way. This took a lot of troubleshooting and building on my part, but instead of rendering the entire video all over again, it should be a little bit faster because all it needs to render is just that first part, because that's the only part we're making changes to. And that was a specific thing that I built into this project that saves you a lot of time. Okay, wow, that was actually pretty quick. Okay, that only took about, I said like three minutes around there. Maybe it's like 3.5, but let's take a look now. Yeah, looks good. I like that. I like that a lot. So, cool. Basically what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go through the entire rest of the video and just kind of one by one edit each graphic. I'm actually, you know what, I'm sure that you could also just give it all of the changes that you want in just one long prompt, and I'm sure that it could just get all of them done in one prompt. You could probably do it that way too. But I'm just gonna go through it and fix the rest of the graphics. That was pretty fast and pretty easy, no headaches, so yeah, let's just continue on and fix all the rest of the graphics. All right, guys, the time is now 4:30, and so it took about 2 hours of me like editing, making changes back and forth, which I would say is pretty good, especially for the quality of editing. And some of you might be like, oh, like, fuck, that's so long, 2 hours. But really, dude, if you think about it, I never would have been able to edit all of this stuff myself. I think, honestly, like, just this part would have taken 2 hours for me. With all the animations and everything that it was doing, I still think it's a huge, huge time save. If you don't know how to edit, then, like, you couldn't even do... It would have taken, what, 5 days to learn how to edit and then edit the video? Even for me, I do know how to edit, but I just don't know how to do any of these graphics, and I still think that it saved me a major amount of time, and the result came out amazing too. And I didn't have to spend this long on it. I really just wanted to get it like super dialed. It was honestly, I could have just left it a lot of things and done it a lot quicker. It probably only, it depends on what video you're doing, but it really only take like 1, 2 hours. I think to edit a video like this normally, for me, it takes probably like 4 or 5 hours around there. So I think it's a huge time save, especially for those that don't know how to edit. Basically, we just went through, I'm like, all right, change the zoom. For the takeover, we can start it a little earlier. Make this change. It gave me back a draft. Make this change. Gave me back a draft. Change, draft, change, draft. And it was pretty fast to make all the edits. So it was a really nice editing experience for me. And that was the intro of this YouTube video. So you literally just kind of watched me literally make the intro to this video that you just watched. And it was done entirely in Claude. I didn't touch Premiere at all, just for the intro section of this video. So that's pretty much what you got to do. Just keep making changes until you get done with a result that you like, and we're done with that. So now we can move on to the next step. All right, guys. So the next step in the process is adding captions. Now, this really only applies to if you have a short form video, because really long form videos don't really require any captions, or if there are captions, then that's more part of the graphics step. But for short form videos, typically you like do all the graphics, top half, bottom half first, then we add it in the captions like on top in the middle, just like this. So you can see in this example, this is like a short form video that I edited. It has all the graphics and we're just doing the captions in the middle, just like that. And the process here is really simple. So if you're working on a short form video, whether it's a TikTok raw style or if it's a short form explainer like this, literally all you need to do is just say, okay, let's add captions now. And then it's going to add all the captions. Again, there are preset templates baked into the project that I made if you downloaded it in my paid school community. So I have this template that is already made, but if you're building this yourself, HyperFrames already has the embedded captions skill. You'll just need to build the preset yourself. And a little ball knowledge for you if you're building this yourself for free, the preset that I use uses Cool Vetica as the font. That's like low-key ball knowledge. Cool Vetica is a great font. And basically what I did is just, I have the black text box behind the words, and then I just have the words kind of animate in. So as you can see, they kind of just animate in like that as I speak them. And it's able to do that because we already transcribed it. We already have the transcription, so we don't need to retranscribe anything. We're simply just animating in the captions. It's very similar to how we do the graphics. So not much to say here. All you need to really say is just add captions in. So the final step here is to add in background music. Now, if you have Premiere Pro or any other editing software, obviously you can just drag it in and do it that way. It's probably, honestly, probably faster, easier. But I decided to bake this feature in, so let's do it. The first thing I'm going to do is go in Finder and find my background music that I want to use, and that's going to be Melting Glass, more ball knowledge for you guys. So I'm just going to do Command Option C, and that's going to copy the path. I'm going to paste the path in here, and I'm going to say add in this background music. And then I think it by default knows where to put it, but I'm probably just going to specify. Let's do it at, let's try -18. Okay, so I played it back a couple times and I finally settled at -23 decibels. I think for this background music specifically, that's perfect. I want it like barely in the background there. And I think we're finally good. So I think this is done now. And as a final step, we're all done. So I can just say something like this. All right, we are finally done with this edit. I think it's good to go. Let's go ahead and export it. Okay, bet. That was really quick. So yeah, as you can see in my downloads folder, here it is. And there is also a copy in the actual project folder here as well, in outputs right here. And it also kept the entire project intact so that if we do need to re-edit or change anything or reopen this project, we still can. It's not like I deleted all our progress by exporting. So yeah, we're all good to go. And that is the entire intro done from start to finish. You just watched me edit the entire intro that was at the beginning of this video. So guys, there you have it. That's a full video, 100% edited by Claude from start to finish. If you want to watch it over again, you can go back and watch the intro of this video because that's exactly what I put in there. Truly amazing, isn't it? I mean, what a time that we live in. And, you know, another great thing about this system is that it works with any model. So, you know, as models continue to improve, if we ever get Fable back even, then this system just automatically makes it that much better because it works with any model. You could even probably use this with Codex if you wanted to. Another fun fact is that if you're in my school community, then you can take that finished video that you just edited and immediately auto-post it to all platforms, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, using the auto-poster skill. And speaking of school, guys, if you want the full plug-and-play files with all the custom skills and all the workflows that I built so that you can just plug and play this entire video editor system into your own business, that'll be the first link down in the description below or in the pinned comment as well. Join my school, go here, go classroom, go video editor, and the folder is right here so that you can just download and get this running right away. Not only do you get the video editor system, but you get all my other templates, skills, automations, and content creation knowledge as well. There's even a full Claude Code course if you want to get started with Claude Code. I even have twice weekly group calls in here where I come on live twice a week and speak with all the members. There's honestly not many people that join, so you can get a lot of one-on-one time, and I pretty much help you out with any problems you have, whether it's building stuff in Claude or if you just have general questions, business advice, anything at all. Again, if you want to build it for free, you totally can. One big tip that I would recommend is just take the transcript of this YouTube video, plug it into Claude, and I already gave you the screenshot and everything earlier in the video, so that should be enough for you to build out the basic structure and get it working and editing videos for you. I spent a lot of hours on this, basically like 2 full weeks of working like non-stop. It nearly killed me, but the work is done. And to be honest, in my personal opinion, I think this is the best Claude video editing system I've ever seen on the internet. And I would know because when I was making this video, I was scouring videos by Nate Herc, Nick Sarayev, Chase, like all the AI guys. I was looking to see what their editing systems were. Nate Herc did one, but it's kind of like basic. Genuinely, I think this is probably the best Claude video editing system that has been built by anyone and published by anyone that I've seen on the internet so far. If you find a better one, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to know. Trust me. So again, guys, if you want the full thing, first link down in the description or in the pinned comment down below. Hopefully I see you inside of the school community. But anyways, guys, I hope this video was valuable for you. If you watched all the way till the end, let me know in the comments down below. I appreciate you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.